Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Once again, welcome back to Management Club. It has been rightly said that if opportunity does not knock, build a door. Friends, think big, dream big, achieve big. In Management Club, we already had a session on dreaming big. But dream is not completed if you do not implement that. So, right time implementation of your business dream is also must. And friends, it's a fact that business dream is all about smart implementation. So today we have kept a special talk show that is on business plan in COVID-19 era. What's a business plan? An idea with proper execution, and this execution basically includes purchase, production, finance, marketing, and also all about customer satisfaction, long lasting relations with your customer. And that is going to be the complete compact package of our business plan. So, in today's session, we would like to have two things focusing. The one is how to prepare, how to think, how to generate an idea, and how to implement that idea into the picture, into the market. And secondly, we would like to push you up to participate in different various business plan competitions at state and national level, which we at SMPIC always do. So that's what our motto: think big, dream big, achieve big, and implement big. That is what the COVID-19 business plan session is all about. Friends, it's really a matter of immense pleasure for me here to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Shivang Mehta. He is marketing professional, well known for his innovation strategies and business skills. With 15 plus years of experience, he has proven track record of creating and nurturing a brand. Mr. Shivang is a management graduate from IIM Calcutta and holds master degree in statistics from School of Science, Gujarat. His professional career includes digital media, engineering consulting, and education consulting. He is co-founder of Live Fit Store, a health and wellness brand. His expertise in digital business transformation, as well a brand and strategy development for industries like education, engineering consulting, and e-commerce for India at US and also Europe markets. Mr. Shivang is one of the chief mentors at Endeavor Careers. So we are fortunate enough to have a talk show with Mr. Shivang Mehta. Sir, our students are eager to learn business plan proceedings. Over to Shivang, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for introducing. Hello, students. This is Shivang. Today we are going to discuss something related to business plan. As ma'am rightly pointed out, that earlier you have already discussed about how dream is important, how dreaming is important. If I start with a very basic agenda, let's begin with an introduction, and then let's get into the discussion. So sir, can I please have the slides on? Can we have the PPT on? Thank you very much, sir. uh, so uh, sir, can we please come to the agenda slide? Thank you, sir. uh, Today, the presentation which we are going to discuss, the agenda of discussion today, what we have is related to business plan. What I have defined here is about 5 minutes we'll spend on introduction. We'll spend about 10 minutes to build context in the for the discussion. Then we'll have discussion, and then finally we go for question answer session. This is how I'm going to run the entire talk today. Now let's begin with the introduction. As I'm really grateful to SMP College and ma'am that they have given me this platform to share my experience and journey so far. I was a student of. I come from a very small town of Gujarat. I come from a place called Jamnagar. I finished my career till 10th standard in Jamnagar. I was one of the Gujarati medium students. So as a Gujarati medium student, you always have a challenge of, shifting to English medium and trying to do big in your career. I started my journey in the 10th standard. I learnt about Indian Institute of Management for the first time. I learnt about IIM for the first time in my 10th standard only. I decided that I want to get into this institute, and I stick to my dream. I stick to this particular idea of getting into this institute. I could only get into this institute after 6 years of experience. So I went for an executive management program at IIM Calcutta. But somewhere this is the relation what I'm trying to build here, that how important is to dream. You may have any dream. As a student, you may have a dream to own a big car. You may have a dream to have your own house. You have a dream to send your parents for a world tour. You may have any little or big dream. It is important to start with that dream. If you stick to your dream and if you believe in yourself, you will be able to achieve it. Let's understand what is important here. I had a dream of getting into a management institute like I am Calcutta. I also had a dream that I'll own my own startup. I'll start something on my own. And I did take experience about 12 years before I get into something which are of my own. I worked as consultant. I worked as mentor. I have been working as a mentor with Endeavor Careers in education sector, and somewhere it has gained me a lot of understanding. But somewhere I could reach what I wanted to achieve. So it is important that you dream. It is important that you stick to your dream and try to achieve. We'll move forward. Uh, Sir, can we go to the slide of important factors? I'm quickly coming to the facts. I will have a certain time in which we will have question answer. So before I begin with my discussion on business plan, I would also want to understand my audience. I want to also get a fair understanding of what background you come from and what you do. So I want all students to respond to me in the chat box. You must be able to see there is a chat box where you can interact with me. You will just have to answer a few of my questions. Whatever questions I have, I'll post it on the chat box. So my first question is, am I audible enough? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, write one in the chat box. Please quickly write one in the chat box if you can hear me properly. Thank you very much. I am looking at your responses. Thank you very much, all of you. Okay. I also would want to understand the background you come from. So what I want is I want you guys to write a short background of yours. Let's say if I am studying in second year BCom, I will say SY BCom. If I am studying in 12th Commerce, I'll say 12th Commerce. Whatever is your background, please quickly write in the chat box so I understand that what background you come from. Okay, thank you very much. I can see that I have people coming from even first semester MCom. There are students from first year of BCom. There are second year BCom students as well. There are a lot of students from 12th and 11th Commerce, and I'm really Delighted to talk to you today, and I'm really excited that you are interested to discuss things. Now, I have a next question. I want to also understand that how many of you are attending this session because I want to open my own business. There is a possibility that I want to open my own business. This is one. The second option could be, sir, I would want to take part in business plan competition, and that is my current objective. I want to learn that. So, people who want to have their own business, please write three in the chat box. And people who want to take part in business plan competition, please write nine in the chat box. So three for my own business. I have planned to start my own business, and nine for taking part in a business plan competition. If you have both, you can write five. Okay. So three, nine, or five. Please comment quickly so I will be able to understand. Interesting to see that most of the students are writing five, and there are a lot of students who are writing three. So yes, I like the entrepreneur spirit which we have in the crowd. And as we say, Gujarat is a place of opportunity. Gujarat is place where people want to be aggressive and they want to do something better. In general, India is the highest number of entrepreneur producer in the world. So somewhere, yes, I can relate to the sentiment which you guys have, and I'm really excited that we are discussing it today. I would want to keep it this way, so we interact from every point of time, as in whenever we move to the slides, whenever we move to the agenda, I will be discussing key pointers which will help you to do both. Either you are looking at a business, either you are looking at a business competition. It is good that you want to do both, because you will have chance to participate in a business competition, and from there you will be able to learn and then implement in your business. So yeah, it's a right way to go for. And let's keep it interactive itself. So at every right possible junction, I will hold for question answer. You will be able to ask your question on the chat box, and I will address it, but I'll tell you when to post. So if at all you have any questions right now, please take a book and a pen with you, and please take note for yourself. And whenever the time of question answer is there, I'll give you an indication. You can post your question on the chat box. Let's begin. Sir, can we please go to the next slide? Let's understand what are the important factors people feel when they want to start a business or they want to create a business plan. Okay, we go to the next. The first thing which we have is idea. Everyone say that if you want to get into a business, define what business you want to get into. Or maybe you have a very good idea. That idea will help you to start factor in. We go to next. Right team. Yes, there are people say that having a team is the most important thing. What are my partners? Who are my stakeholders? Who will be playing important role in running the business? Do I have the right marketing staff to market myself? Do I have the right finance staff to understand the overall importance of finance? There are companies who failed, and they failed because they did not have enough financial understanding, or they did not maintain their books properly. You all belong to commerce stream, and you will be able to understand what it is, but not at a very detailing stage. Just to give you a background here, there was a company called Satyam, and there was something happened with that company. The entire problem the company faced was majorly because of their not keeping account of their operations cost. We'll understand more in detail what is operation cost. We can move to the next point as of now. So having a right team is important. We go to next point. Business model. When you start writing a business plan, it is important to have a business model. So we may consider that business model is something which you first prepare and then you move forward. Sometimes there are companies who will implement things and then they come to the business model. A very classic example here is YouTube. YouTube, it was launched as a product, and then I think the plan was created about what and how it can do. Okay, we go to the next point. Funding. Yes, people feel that money is important. People feel that if I don't have money at the initial stage, I won't be able to do business. Is it right? Wrong? We'll learn about it today. We go to the next point. Timing. Let's say I want to launch a particular store of sports equipments, and I'm going to launch that particular store just before monsoon season. If I just open that store before monsoon season, there is a possibility that I do not have enough sale at that time. Reason being, sports is played majorly in winters or even in summers. During rainy season, there is a possibility that games are not scheduled. Reason being, rains are expected. Sometimes even it also get cancelled because of this. So my overall sale as a problem. Okay, so timing is one more thing. Now we listed about five odd points here. Now I want each and every one of you to first think through what is important for you. What do you think is important? So what I want is, I see that there are five things which are there in the list. I want you to choose the top three according to you and write numbers in the chat box. So let's say if I believe that I want to pick up idea, business model, and timing, I will say 1, 3, and 5 and put it in the chat box. So I want to understand, in your opinion, what are the three important factors out of these five? And please rank them. So if you feel that business model is first, write 3, 1, 5. If business model, idea, and timing is your priority. So I want to understand, what do you think out of these five is your priority? Please give me responses quickly. Okay. I see good responses coming from you all, and I see that you are paying attention to what I'm discussing. I'm really glad that I'm presenting it to you guys. Okay. I also had few comments where students were pointing out few other things like staffing, communication, directing, marketing, decision making, investments. So there are a lot of comments coming in related to business plan. What I see that you have studied something related to business plan, and from that you are writing it. I'm good that you are writing it. Somebody is writing profit as well. Profit, yes, you must have seen the new series of Harshad Mehta, and the people are also excited about profit. Fair enough. We go to the next slide and we understand what is the actual survey talks about it. Let's understand what are the importance. 42% of businesses which are successful, they were successful because of timing. Let's understand one example of it. If you look at a company known as Airbnb. Airbnb was a company which actually started just in time of recession. There was a global crisis, and during that global crisis, the company started called Airbnb. When the company was starting, people had a lot of question in this particular company for investment opportunity, that there is a possibility it may not work, because people may not be open to rent out their own house or one of the rooms of the house to outsider who is unknown. But somewhere during recession time, people wanted to earn extra amount of money, and during recession people thought of giving one spare room as a rent out option for holidays to somebody, and people also found it to be a cheaper option than a hotel. And this is how Airbnb started, and it had huge success. It has huge success. So timing is very important. Even if you want to understand case study, you can even refer to case study of Uber. A company called Uber. We use services of Uber. You understand how timing is important. So 42% is given to timing as a factor. We go to the next point, sir. The second thing which comes in priority is team. It is very important that what kind of team you have. Sometimes as an investor, I would want to see that who are part of the board. I want to understand that what skill set they bring in. If there are three partners, how they are, helping each other to create a firm. If somebody is good at numbers, if somebody is good at accounting, if somebody is a CA, he is taking care of finances. If somebody is a talker, somebody is a marketer, somebody who is an outspoken guy and he can get things moved faster as marketing, I see that as an opportunity. I also see that if they have these two, and if they have somebody who can take care of the back office, who is not very aspirational in nature, but he is ready to get into detailing of things. This is how my entire three board is judged. So if I want to invest into a particular business, I would want to see that what are the skills as a team you will bring on table. This is one of the factors which is even proven to be successful. So 32% of businesses who are really doing good had a great team to start from. Okay, we go to the next point. Idea. Yes, the third thing is idea. Now it comes to the need of the situation. Always when I going for a business, there is a problem, and to find solution to that problem is the idea. For an example, let's say if current scenario, we have COVID uh, hit India in about February end, and somewhere we see the number of cases rising up. We observed about 2 months of lockdown. In fact, few states also went for extension of lockdown as well, and we saw a lot of businesses suffered. There are businesses who were into tourism industry suffered, aviation industry suffered, education big time because there is a distance away. Now if you look at currently, education technology is going to be the next thing. People are saying this. Why people are saying this? Because somewhere everybody is learning remotely, everybody is trying to connect with each other and try to engage themselves. Earlier there was a time where student wanted vacation. Now that vacation got extended for so long that as a student I would want to get my student life back. I haven't met my friends for a long time. I haven't got chance to interact with people and try to understand what is happening in their uh, education per se. So there is a huge demand for education and technology which we see right now. So there is a problem. Now if I can get a solution to that problem, it can be an idea. So yes, it is important, but somewhere it comes after timing and team. We go to the next point, sir. Business model. Most of the time when business starts, it is 90% of the case, people don't have business model. People do not start with a business model. They start with either an idea, they start either with a team that I have a friend, let's do it. They either start with a timing. There is a demand. So people saw there is a huge demand of face mask as well as sanitizer, and there are a lot of businesses who got into that particular thing. So sometimes business happens without a business model. It is okay to start a business without a business model, but if you do not have a business model, eventually you will not have milestones as well as right pointers which can give you direction to move forward. So it is important any time of your business that you need to have a business model. It's okay if you start right now as a business and later you developed a business model, that is also fine. But if you start a business with a business model, somewhere there is a counting done. There is a risk taken, but with some sort of counting. Okay, we go to the next point. And the last but not the least is funding. Yes, finance is important. Finance is definitely important. Funding is not only a possibility to get an investor and try to build money from there. Funding needs a lot of calculation and detailing before you go for funding options. So we will talk about it in upcoming slides. But somewhere, if you look at in the priority list, this comes at the end. So somewhere, do not worry about money. It is important that you start focusing on what are the agenda which is defined. So timing, team, idea, business model, funding, these five are the important factors to start a business. But somewhere, if you want to give priority, this is the proven priority list from top companies. So I'm talking about global companies, I'm talking about the top 10 global companies, how they have defined their model, and this is what is the result. We move to the next slide, sir. Let's understand. If I want to start very simple, I do not want to get into too much of thing when I want to go for a business idea, or maybe if I am beginning as a student to jot down my first plan, what should I start from? So a very basic simple definition of business plan I am going to list here. Please take note of it. The first thing which you want to write is vision. Vision is the most important part of any business, because somewhere it defines what you want to do. Second, it gives you direction at any point of time. Most of the businesses, there are a lot of businesses which starts, they have one vision in mind, then they have to alter their way forward, they have to change their way forward, which is okay. But if those way forwards are changing, you may want to come back to your vision and again see that are we going in the right direction or not. So vision is like a guiding star, it is giving you direction all the time. Let me give one good example here. If you have learnt about a company called Bounce is a company which gives two wheeler on rent, and you can rent a two wheeler for a hour as well, you can rent a two wheeler for a day as well, and you can pick and drop the two wheeler from any point of junction. This company started from Bangalore itself, and fortunately I was here in Bangalore when the company was operating. The initial idea of the company was to deal with renting out expensive bikes. So they wanted to rent out Harley Davidson and all, you know, expensive bikes. So this is what they wanted to start from. They started with it, they had success, they had their learnings, they had failure there as well. Somewhere the overall alteration came in, and later on they started signing up contracts with cheap two wheeler segment, which are mopeds, and they started renting out these mopeds. And then it clicked, it became huge because people started using it very efficiently. It was very convenient for me to step out of my office, rent, bounce, and then I can move forward. Just give me a second, I have a technical issue. I'm sorry, my friends. I had some technical issue in my system. I had to fix it. I'm really sorry. So, this is where I want to give you a very basic, simple plan to start from. So, vision is something which will get you aligned to this, and that's what we were discussing about Bounds as a company. So, their vision was to reach out to maximum number of people, and somewhere it helped them to get assigned to that particular vision, even if they change their strategy couple of times. So there are at least 2 3 alteration in their strategy of business, but somewhere that vision helped. Sir, can we please go to the next point? Goals and objective. Yes, list down your goals and objective. It is important to identify what is your long term goal, short term goal, and mid term goal. Let's take a definition here. A short term goal is something which you want to achieve in a year as a business. So, what is my expectation to achieve from my business within a year is my short term goal. My mid-term goal is something which I want to recheck my business proposition in another 2 to 3 years. So 2 to 3 years, there is another milestone which we want to judge. Now, there is a very famous saying in Gujarati as well as Marwadi community that any business you start, you need to give 1,000 days, and if it is 1,000 days, it is coming to about roughly 2 to 3 years. So somewhere this is your midterm goal, and midterm goal has to be defined. So you will have to categorically jot down what you want as a midterm goal. And then the third comes as a long term goal. Long term goal is something which you probably want to identify in overall 5 years or 10 years. Where do you see your company, where do you see your business to reach? And that is your long term goal. Now, what do I mean by goal? Goal, you have to detail it with, let's say, either linking it to revenue. I want to define that within a year how much revenue I want to generate. It may not be profit, I'm saying revenue. It can be linked to number of customers. If you look at a lot of startups which are into e-commerce, they initially had to compete on price and not make profit. They used to give huge discount because they want customer to come to their platform and buy. And that is where whatever loss they make, they also term it as customer acquisition cost. So for an example, if I have a product which is about 5,000 rupees, but I'm selling it right now at 4,000 rupees to attract customer, I'm investing 1,000 rupees as a customer acquisition cost, and I can define number of customer as my target for a short term 1 year goal, and it can be a good target to point out. It could be a target of market as well. If, let's say, I want to start my business from, let's say, one particular place, uh, for an example, if I want to start my uh, market, or I want to start my business from, let's say, Bhavnagar, one of the cities in Gujarat. I want to start my business there, and I want to first cater to that particular city, and then I want to slowly gradually expand to the district and the state, and then finally to a larger skill set. That is something which we can define. Just a second, just give me a moment. I'm really sorry, I had somebody to attend. uh, so somewhere, if we look at, these are your short term and long term goal which you want to mark with either revenue, number of customers, you want to target market, or either you want to target age or a group. For an example, if I want to sell something which is going to get sold in young crowd, that's who are between 18 to 25 years of age, I have a very specific target of customers who I'm going to attract. So any of these can be your goal and objective, and this is what you want to list as a second point. Sir, can we go to the next? Define USPs. When you look at your business, every businesses will have their unique selling proposition. What is your uniqueness? How do you differ from your competition? How do you differ? What is going on in the market is something what you want to list the third. We go to the next point, sir. Sir, can we go to the next point? Now, this is a key factor when I'm starting a business. It is important to get into market research. Yes, market research, what it will involve knowing your market, whether it is a territory, whether it is a segment, whether it is a group of people. It is important to first start listing down your competition as well as a market research, because competitive analysis is the first step in the market research which you want to take up. So you want to go to your competitors, learn from them, be open about it, that you know how you want to do it and how you want to take it forward. Or else you have to have a fair understanding from your competitors that what is your competition, and then get into a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is something you will definitely learn when you move forward in your career step. But just to understand SWOT, SWOT, S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunity, and T stands for threats. These are the four factors you will be able to extract if you do a very good competitive analysis. And competitive analysis is the first step. Then the second thing which you want to understand is demand and supply gap. What are the demand expected for these particular product? What are the supplies available for this particular product? If I have huge demand and if I have very less supply, I won't be able to meet the market demands, and then I can probably take advantage and increase the price. So there are a lot of strategical decision which you will be able to make if you pay interest in your market research well. So demand and supply gap, as a rule, please understand, get into a business which has higher demand than supply. It will help you to start early and it will help you to grow early. Okay. Definitely, most of the businesses which I have ventured into, or maybe I have mentored, what I have realized is that people, when they are doing their market research, sometimes they do not go for primary research. What is a primary research? I have to go to my end customer and understand what I need to do. This is what is most important thing. I'll tell you one business case of mine. My current business, which I am dealing in, it is into health supplements. And when I wanted to get into this particular business, I actually went to each and every retailer and openly discussed that I'm getting into this business. I want to discuss your opinion here. There were a lot of restriction. There were a lot of people who were saying that if you directly go to your competitor and say that I'm going to be your competition, they'll not share any data. But in my experience, what I realized, they were very happy to interact. They were really open about giving me insights of what margin they keep, what discounts they give, how they convince a customer, and what happens in the entire business scenario. This is very important. And then I also went to my end user, people who belong to a segment who have been using these supplements, and there are people who are new to this supplement industry. There are people who have a fear that supplement is something which is unnatural. So I could learn something from my customer as well, and this is very important, that you get into ground reality and then you start. If you do this, it'll help you to build a strong base of your business. We go to the next point, sir. The next thing which you look at is create marketing goals. So now if you are looking at, you have understanding of market, you have understanding of business, you have defined your goals, you have right measurement in place. Now you have to map your measurements with right marketing goals. So marketing goals is, if I'm going to put in this much money, how many customer will I be able to generate? If I'm going to put in this much money, how much revenue will I be able to generate? And you will be able to define parameters from your learning. These parameters will help you to define right kind of marketing goals for yourself. Once you have defined these goals, even list down your 4 P's of marketing. When you will learn marketing as a subject, maybe in your career objectives, you will see that there are always discussion on 4 P's of marketing. Marketing 4 P's are nothing but you have place, product, promotion, and people. These are the 4 P's of marketing, and you need to start with this. So, somewhere, first thing which you may have to get into is place, where you want to start with. The second comes your people. What people want, what are their need, what exactly are they demanding. Then comes the product, because I'm defining product accordingly. And then comes the price point, which I'm defining along with the product. And the fourth piece which you have is promotion. So marketing goals will help you to get into promotion, but with mapped sync of it. You will be able to say that this is my goal, and to meet this particular goal I need to opt for this particular marketing channel. Let's take example here as well. Let's say if I want to get into a store which gives customized design t-shirts for youth. If I want to make t-shirts which are customized messages or paintings, and I want to sell these t-shirt, if I want to do it, I probably want to do it on an online store rather than an offline store. So if I'm going to do it on an online store, I also would like to start my marketing goals from online segment itself. So I will drop in social media marketing. I will start looking into factors of how do I market online and attract more customer. I do not want customer to come to a physical location. I would want to customer to come to a web page, buy and leave. This will help you to define your marketing way forward. We go to the next point, sir. Marketing strategy. If you look at marketing strategy, is lot of questions which you have to answer before you move forward. So the questions could be, what's your budget? How much budget are you willing to allocate per month? Then you get into a per year, and then you get into for 3 years. This budgeting will give you an insight about how much you are going to spend, and with this budget what is your outcome, which we define in our uh, goals and objective. So somewhere this gets mapped here. Once budget is defined, this particular budget will give you an indication of what money do you need only for marketing, and which is a clear definition an investor will also ask for. The second question in marketing strategy, which could be, let's say, what media to be used. Do I want offline media? Do I need online media? If I want to go for online media, how do I go for it? Just to give one more example here, Flipkart, when it started in 2006, the owners of Flipkart, Binny Bansal and the Bansal brothers, they started giving contact cards to people physically in Bangalore. They started selling books initially. And when they were selling books, they started giving a card which gives information how they can buy from the website. So that was the need of media, because at that time, India was not ready for online media. The next question could be, what need are you going to meet? Do you have a unique solution which you are going to offer, and how you are going to move forward? Same example, Flipkart, when they started, they wanted to give only books. And when they wanted to give only books, they focused on keywords like old books. They focus on keywords like library to hire books. They focus on keywords like online downloadable ebooks. These are the keywords which help them to start their marketing strategy. If you want to understand more in detail about it, you probably want to read book called Flipkart Story. There are good books which I can recommend. I will be recommending few books at the end of the session today, and which can help you to build perspective as a businessman. Okay. Sir, we move to the next point. The last but not the least is take action. Most of the businesses fail because they lack in execution. Execution is the most important task. Don't consider yourself to be an entrepreneur or somebody who is a director of a company, or I'm a owner of the company, I will not get into this or that work. You will have to get on ground and get your hands dirty. If you do not take action yourself, you won't be able to do it. In fact, there is a good series which you can look at on startup. It is available on one of the OTT platform, and this you will be able to learn something about a company called Medlife. Medlife is a pharmaceutical company which provides medicines to people at a discounted rate. And if you look at the journey of their owners, you will still see that the owner still go with a delivery boy to deliver a medicine to end customer. The company is huge by now, they have good fundings, they have good revenue with them as well, but still they go to their end user and deliver something because they feel there is a value at here. Sir, we move to the next slide. This is a snapshot. If you can capture this particular snapshot, please take it. If you cannot capture it, what I'll do is I'll give it to professors. This particular image will help you to create a skeleton of a business. This is known as lean curve. Lean canvas. Lean canvas helps you to define channels. So you see that here you have problem, solution, unique value proposition, unfair advantage, customer segment, channels, high level concept, revenue streams, cost structure. This is a canvas which generally a business owner starts from. This is where you want to note down everything and then you want to begin with it. I will share this particular image with professors so it can be passed it on to you and then you can take it up. If you want to take a screenshot right now, you can definitely take a screenshot of this particular uh, canvas. This will definitely help you to jot down your business plan. Sir, can we move to the next slide? The canvas which I just you have seen, this particular canvas, you can define priorities like this. So first you want to define customer segment. That is the first priority. The second comes is the problem and you want to address that problem. Third is your unique proposition, which is idea. It is linked to the idea. Then comes the solution, because now you have idea and you have solution possible. After that, you probably want to go to channels, and channels are something which will help you to understand how you can solve this particular problem. Then you want to come to revenue stream, understand what is the revenue you are going to bring on the table, and you can forecast it as well. You can understand how can it grow. Then comes the cost structure. So you understand from the revenue stream, will I be able to take care of the cost structure or not? Then you come to the key metrics, understand what is your business, will it be profitable business, will it not be profitable business, how you are going to run this business, how will it survive. And then comes the other threats. So unfair advantage, where I'm saying it is nothing but the threats which you have as a business. For an example, just to give you an indication of threat, we had a company called ITC. The full form is Indian Tobacco Company. Now this particular company manufactures tobacco product. Now, as a company, they have been doing this only. If they continue to do this and government of India imposes ban on tobacco sell, what happens to the company? The company will not survive. So they need plan B. They need to diversify. And if you now look at ITC is into so many things, they are into FMCG products. We have biscuits, we have chocolates, we have a lot of other items from ITC, even deo sprays. So as a business, you have to be ready for threads which are coming on your way. Both the images I will be able to share, and this can give you a very rough plan to start from. We move to the next slide, sir. Now, so far what I have done is I have given you understanding to start a business. I have given you understanding to begin with a business, and I have given you a very simple step to define. Now I'm coming to the formal part of it. What is a formal part of it is, if I'm getting into a business as an investor, I need to present a business plan. And if I am preparing a business plan to meet an investor, what should I do? Or if I'm going to be taking part into a business plan competition, I will need a format in which I will be able to present my business plan. This is the key factors of format which I'm going to discuss. Before we begin this discussion, if student have any questions, I can take those questions. So I'll spare about exactly 3 minutes, and then we will move to discussion on business plan format. So we have 3 minutes for question answer. If you have question, you can post it on the chat box, and I'll be able to discuss. Uh, I would want to also check with Professor if I can take another 10 minutes for the discussion. Can I take 10 more minutes for the discussion? Uh, Dr. Krupa ma'am, do I have permission to stretch the session till 12:45?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go on. The session is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Students, you can post your question. I'll be answering them for another 2 minutes. So far, I'm just going through the chat which student have posted. Sir, could you please explain in detail competitive analysis? This question was asked by Nisha. Uh, Nishka, I'm sorry, Nishka. Nishka, competitive analysis, I will be able to talk, but we'll need more time on this. I think whatever I have spoken about competitive analysis with a customer primary research and going to competitors and asking relevant question is something you can note as of now. Uh, Swayam is asking how to design a business model. I'm going to discuss it now, Swayam. With business plan format, you will get a definition there. Uh, Ridhya is asking how would we know if product related to what we are going to produce will be banned in future. You will not be able to predict it. You will have to consider as one of the threat when you are making your SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis, what I said, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat. In the threat segment, you will consider one point: what if there is a legal compliances happened on my work? Uh, Ms. Jane is asking, sir, what will be the most demanding product post coronavirus? Post coronavirus, if I want to tell you three skill set which you should acquire is definitely programming, data science, and multidisciplinary skill set. These are the three area which I have researched, and I feel that that will be in demand. It is a skill set. Based on the skill set, you will be able to come up with a business. So what I see, programming, definitely as commerce student you may not have paid interest in programming, but please adapt a language, learn something like Python or something, and it will help you to grow. Second, data analysis. Yes, data analysis could be part of your statistical subject, and you can learn something on this. Businesses based on these two skill set could be in demand after coronavirus. How to deal with uncertainty? You have to be planned, that's it. Okay, there is an interesting question by Parvo saying there are already big companies in every sector. How can we, create our market? Parvo, understand every time competition is there. It is you who will have to create your market. It is not that you already have Flipkart and Amazon in the segment, so you will not be able to create an e-commerce site. No, not necessary. There are e-commerce sites which are doing really well. They are doing well for one particular stream of business, so they have defined their way forward and they are doing it that way. So you can work on it. Uh, there is one more question. What do I see stock market as a profession? Stock market is a good to invest as a long-term candidate. Invest in good companies. Do investment in good stock, which are fundamentally strong, and do it long-term. You will also get tax benefit out of it. But I'm not a very big fan of day-to-day trading. Okay. Mozib is asking, could you please share some info on a fair offer to an investor? Mozib, I think it is a different topic altogether. Let's stick to business plan. Let's not get into discussion of investor as of now. I think it is too early for you guys as well, and I don't think I'll be able to justify at this platform. Let's stick to business plan. We'll come to it next time if we come to invest as a session. Okay, I think I've spent the 3 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm going to hold here. There is some question on cat preparation as well. I think I'll address it after some time. Let me go to the business plan. Let's understand if you are looking at a business plan for yourself, or take it to the investor, or maybe even it is, let's say, if you want to present it to your parents, because they could be the first investor in your business. So from that objective, or if you have an objective to prepare a business plan to go for a competition as well, this is what you can take notes. Sir, can we have the next point? Okay, if you are writing a business plan, the first thing which you want to focus is executive summary. If I have a business and if I'm not going to introduce my profile in the business, there is no personalized touch to the business. At the same time, that particular executive summary should also be aligned to my business objective. It should give a definition of business as well as their key stake owners. Executive summary is very important. Again, it maps back to the vision of the company. So if you look at executive summary, it comes in line with your vision of the company, and this is what is executive summary. You have to definitely have executive summary in your business plan first. Sir, can we have the second point? Business description. You need to define your business. To define your business, what I mean here is you need to have very clear understanding of what industry you belong to. Define a case. Give understanding on what is your industry, what are the current industry practices, what is the current scenario of the industry, and also give understanding on what is the future target, or maybe what is the future expectation from the industry. So definition on business description is a key, and somewhere you want to define industry, you want to even define present outlook and future possibilities of the industry. So business description is the second thing which you probably want to have in your business plan. We go to the next point, sir. Market strategy. Here you want to talk about the market, you want to give understanding of what you know about market. So business strategy should always be in line with what market you are targeting, what is the market you are going to deal with, and this will give you a proper understanding of what this will give proper understanding to the investor whether you have studied and worked on your strategy or not. So definitely market strategy should be the third thing included in your business plan. We go to the next point, sir. Competitive analysis. Yes, you should have a slide which talks about competitive analysis. It should give a perspective of, you know, your competition, you know what your competition is doing, what are the price point, what are the area which in which you will have advantage over your competition. So this is very important. If you have your competition listed, that, you know, I have so many people as my competition in my target market. Let's say if I'm going to open a store in with relation to a shop which we discussed about, apparel, targeting t-shirts for youth, and if this market across India you are targeting, you need to know that how many platforms are already there in this particular segment, and in this, how will you be able to be different than people. And that is where competitive analysis should have a slide in your business plan. We go to the next point, sir. Design and development plan. Now design and development plan is nothing but detailing. Understand that if I am going to present a business plan, I need to have definition of what will be my departments, what will be my staff, what will be my team, how will I be able to structure it. With that structure, what is the manpower requirement? This detailing and designing of your business plan will help you to even identify your operation cost. We'll come to it later, but somewhere understand this is important, that you understand that if my business grow, how my organization will be growing. If I have marketing as a department, who do I need? Do I need a UX designer? Do I need a marketing or a branding manager? Do I need an e-commerce specialist? Do I need a developer? Do I need somebody as an accountant? Do I need an HR profession to handle my team members or not? So you need to have a complete structure of your business. You should have designed a complete structure of your business, and it should give reflection in one slide. So let's say if I'm going to take part in a business plan competition, one slide which will define my organization structure is required, because somewhere it will give perspective to the other people that you have worked on detailing of this particular thing. So please prepare this, because this is going to be one more factor on which as a panel I judge you, or as an investor I judge you. Okay, we go to the next point, sir. Operation and management plan. Yes, we designed the structure of the organization. Now we want to understand how it will function, how the synergy between two departments will happen. And this is what you define, and you define as company policy or processes. So what you see where most of the companies have policy document or they have process document is because they want to define their operations and management plan. So, as we discuss, first you design and develop your organization structure, and then you come to a definition how these departments are going to interact with each other and how they are going to function with each other. This will also give you another understanding of your operational cost, because sometimes operation also include logistic delivery system. It sometimes include the equipments required to execute your task. So the infrastructure. Sometimes now if you look at, due to COVID, people have shifted to work from home kind of structure. And if that is the structure, there are companies who are providing desk to their employees to work at home. They were giving systems, but now there is added cost added to this. But somewhere their infrastructure cost is coming down because they do not have to rent out office. So understand, operations and management plan will also be part of a cost which you want to detail out. So please have this particular slide as well, which gives understanding on how the departments are going to interact with each other. The next point, sir, can we have the next point? Financial factors. Now understand what is a financial factor. You guys belong to commerce, so you understand what is cash flow, what is P&L, what is profit and loss statement, what is balance sheet, what is overall structure of financial factor. If you have these data ready with you, if you have created one particular slide which is giving understanding on financial need, so somewhere it will be forecast of sale, it will have cash flow statement, so how much cash is required to run the business. It will also have P&L to give an understanding of what is the profit loss coming in relevant milestone. So 1 year, 1 month, you will be able to create those milestone as well with these statements. You guys understand importance of all these statements, and that's where this is required as a business owner. If you have right understanding on finance, you will be able to create a great business. Any investor will always ask question on financial facts. Those facts you only will be able to answer if you have strong background of finance. Trust me, commerce students are in demand in MBA colleges when they first step in the first semester. I will talk about my journey experience. I belong to BSc and MSc field, so I did not have any experience in preparing balance sheet or anything. The moment we started learning finance as a subject, we wanted to make a friend who comes from commerce background or a BBA background, because they will understand this and he will be able to train me on this. And this is the most important factor. Even as an investor, I will definitely look at the financial facts to understand what is the scope of growth, what is the forecasting you have done, what is your business valuation you are creating, because on that valuation I'm going to pay you as investment, and I'll also see my return on it. At the same time, I also want to judge whether you have accounted for all the cost or not. You are showing me good numbers on the slide, but you do not know that you will make more expense than what you are showing, and then I will reject a business. So financial factor is the most important part when it comes to business strategy. We learned about marketing strategy earlier in slide, but for business strategy, this is most important factor. And uh, the last not but the least step, sir, can we have the next point? Review. When I'm preparing a business plan, I have made these points, these pointers I have gone through, and then I have to review as a business owner. First, review as a business owner to get an insight that what do you think as a business. Then also review as an investor. Do you think that, what questions will you ask to this particular business owner if you want to invest into this business? And then finally, you review as a layman to understand that does this business make sense to you or not. So there are three reviews what I'm suggesting. Okay, fine, sir. We can go to the next slide. Understand today what my objective was. My objective was to give you an introduction of how a business planning happens. So earlier 4 slides what we discussed, it was a food for thought, how you can start thinking and what direction you can think. The last slide which I had was a formal representation of a business plan. But the most important thing in entire thing is a common sense. There are businesses which starts with a gut and they are successful. The most important thing which you want to do is stick to your business plan and believe in yourself. All theories can be proven wrong if you are successful. So somewhere it is important that you stick to this agenda and you be very careful that you do not doubt yourself. So this is the last thing which I want to tell you guys, that whatever may be the case, it is important that you believe in yourself and make sure that you see things very simple. Do not complicate it. You prepare everything as per the definition and theory, but somewhere come back to the entire thing when you are reviewing from a layman and a common sense point of view. Thank you. I think I'm done for the discussion. I will again be open for question answer. I will be available here for question answer for another 10 to 15 minutes if time permits. So, professors, you can let me know how much time do we have for question answer. I can communicate to student. Sir, can we go to the next slide? So the last slide, I have shared contact details. If you have any question query, you can definitely get back to us. You can write to us on give an email address, or you can contact us on our phone number as well. If you have questions, please start posting it very quickly. I have already taken another 5 minutes than what I requested. If you have question, I can address. So Pratham is asking what is it required to become an entrepreneur? Pratham, it is I would say courage is the first thing, because somewhere you have to believe in yourself and start looking at as an opportunity to do something on your own. If you do it at the early age, it will help you. uh, Devanshi is asking which platform is good for marketing, online or offline. Definitely online is the way forward. A lot of ways. Offline, it has its own advantage. If I want to target, let's say, a business which is locally promoted, I still want to try offline segments. So I probably want to put up hoardings. I want to get into leaflet distribution. I want to give ads in newspaper, because I want to target that particular geography. There are questions on CAT preparation as well. I would request that you contact on the given numbers for CAT preparation. I think this is not the platform where we want to discuss that. Uh, Parvo is asking, will artificial intelligence will be a challenge for startups? No, I think consider it to be an opportunity. You will be able to do it. Okay, I don't have any more questions. I think we can move ahead and look at it. Samya is asking how to introduce a new product in the market. It's a very big question. I don't think we should be able to answer it right now. Uh, there are questions like, do you think electric retail store will survive for next 10 years? Yes, local business will be able to survive, but they may have to adapt new techniques to sell and deliver as well. Sir, for the formal structure, the idea should invoke or in mid to start. Uh, so Hani is saying number is not visible very clearly. I think I'll request professors to share number on which you can contact. Digital marketing is a very big discussion. Pratham, I don't think I'll be able to address it right now, but yes, digital marketing is the way forward. Sir, there are a lot of
Uh,
questions which I don't
uh,
think we will be
I'm
able to
sorry,
take.
I'll have to interrupt you, sir, but we'll have to wrap it up now.
Sure, sir.
Uh, the time would not permit. The infrastructure facility, there is a limitation for that. So
I
I'm
understand.
really sorry. We'll have to
No,
wrap
that's
it up
okay,
now.
sir. The student can reach us out to the given email address and number. They can reach us there.
Yeah, sir. So that was really wonderful time with you of
Thank you very much,
our
ma'am.
all students, and it was really nice to learn practically that which are the important aspect for a small startup and how to implement after all the idea. And that has been it has been rightly said that when it's a good idea, what an idea, Sarji.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All students, I hope, enjoyed the session very well. And I would like to add on one thing that will be, I guess, a small value addition being towards positivity, being a bit informal that चलता रहूंगा पथ पर चलता रहूंगा पथ पर चलने में माहिर बन जाऊंगा या तो मंजिल मिल जाएगी या तो मंजिल मिल जाएगी या तो अच्छा मुसाफिर बन जाऊंगा. So always, I guess we should start from small, and we should always dream big with proper way of implementation. That's what I guess the crux of your this very much informative session. And sir, I would like to invite Dr. Jaimin Patel to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon,
As
sir.
we come to the closure of this function, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to one and all who have helped in making this event such a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Mr. Shivang Mehta sir, who despite of his busy schedule has found time to grace this occasion and deliver wonderful lecture. Thank you, sir. I also thank my colleagues for their consistent cooperation. I thank all the students for your cooperation in making this function a resounding success. Thank you all. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Good day
Goodbye,
to all
friends.
of you. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.